Krat originally is a creature in Estonian mythology, and it was such a creature that you could employ it to do deeds for you, right? To get stuff done, get stuff stolen, whatever like that. And it meant that, I mean, if you didn't employ it good enough, if you used it wrong in a way, it also actually could turn around and kill you. So we thought, hey, how to make a topic like artificial intelligence sort of more natural to Estonians. And then we sort of borrowed the imagery from the mythology and said, look, but hey, AI is sort of like that. It's an awesome tool, can be very powerful in terms of fulfilling, things that we humans need to do. But at the same time, if you use it wrong, it also can be a bit harmful. So we better use it right. So we put it out after a few months of work based on a group of experts from public sector, private sector, also academic circles. We put out a set of proposals about how to really create the momentum and create enough sort of basic and foundations for Estonia to use AI more widely in public sector, but also in private companies throughout the economy. So the aim of the report is really, to make suggestions about, okay, what should be the policy to get Estonia going down the AI path? For better. The thing with AI is it literally can help to take our digital government to the next level. That's our ambition, that's the plan, that's the recommendations. So the whole point is that with the advent of AI, computers and technology can now be even more precise than humans, right? In terms of fulfilling different kinds of procedures. They can be even more powerful in terms of optimizing sort of analysis and sort of, providing guidance or suggestions about how to best make decisions, for example, as a government official. So the point being, in very many different ways, is it health, is it transportation, is it policing on the streets? We can have now really good suggestions from analytics, from machines about how to best sort of, for example, direct our services, where to station patrols, how to best help you prevent illnesses from happening. So literally, more effective government services, better policy decisions, better government decisions is the benefit for the people. The thing with AI, the way we see this, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that doesn't really require necessarily too strong investment per se. There's so much tech, AI models, algorithms, libraries, stack that we can build on top from, built around the world, right, that we can employ here. We have concrete use cases where we have employed models built in other governments, then now they put to work, retrained for Estonian setting. We save time, and it's not that costly to actually start using AI in certain, let's say, our use cases. So the point being, we don't have like a full figure ahead. We see that to get going, to get experimenting, to start really using it, money is not the issue. It's more about, let's say, us sort of, starting to think how to really use it the best. And we need to be way better at data governance and employing data science really for our efforts. That's the hard trick. The thing we see is that Estonian AI strategy perhaps is very strongly based on, or will be very strongly based on, our public sector making full use of AI. If you look around the world, other AI policies and strategies of other countries, they're heavily focused on research and development and sort of, education and, laying the really, inventing AI even, or innovation in the area. In Estonia, we have built up our digital society, not that much even on invention, but really fast adoption. Innovation at its best, really sort of applying the technology, the good tools built around the world, and applying them thoroughly through our public sector, our economy here. That's the thing we aim with AI. That's the thing we aim, especially in our public sector. And AI in public sector is something that we see that many other governments are only starting with. In Estonia, we already have more than a dozen or so use cases live here. So basically, it's not about surpassing, but we see that the way we probably will differ is that we will have a much stronger focus on public sector use of AI than many other governments have had so far. There's quite a few. Like I said, we're talking about more than a dozen in Estonian public sector at least. There's machine learning being applied to detect cyber incidents. There's AI models being applied to match together unemployed people with job openings. We have trained machines to understand from satellite images, for example, if grants have been properly used in agriculture, so that we would have to do less inspections. There's transport and let's say policing optimization being tried. There are sort of things in works how to automatic tagging of our growing digital heritage collections, all the way to basically getting rid of people just writing up court proceedings in court, and of course it's like just having automatic sort of court proceedings, just digital from second one essentially. Very different use areas, very different use cases, different types of AI use and AI technologies as well, but it's building up, and that's what I say. I mean, we see very many low-hanging fruits where we can already today, with existing AI, narrow AI applications, reap benefits of efficiency, effectiveness in the government of ours. The report and the policy we will be working on or implementing is focused on 4 areas. So in somehow short, one big area is, yes, advancing AI use in public sector. The other key focus is actually on sort of awareness raising and sort of evangelism even about how to create appetite and initiate more trialing experimentation with AI all through the different parts of government. And secondly, we are thinking about, okay, how can we technologically make it easier to start those projects in earnest, so that if you have an idea, how can you get to delivery really fast? So for example, we will be having a program to build out some common components for different AI models and then offer them out as freeware for everyone to use in government but also beyond. So we are thinking ways basically how to accelerate getting from ideation to actual live AI application. That's a lot of focus. Now the second part is advancing AI use in private sector. Again, a big part is awareness raising and sort of explaining the new sort of rather new technology to entrepreneurs and investors around there. Plus we have also identified specific concrete measures where we would again like to induce companies to really experiment more by applying AI in their products. So the developers of, let's say, tech companies and developers in that range. So there are specific sort of exactly grant mechanisms that have been proposed in the report for that. The third area is education and research. We see that, of course, we have to make sure that there's enough specialists if we go down this path. And I think a lot of focus has to go that we have to, AI is a rather specialty topic when it comes to at least competence and skill, so we have to put more emphasis exactly on let's say PhD level and sort of let's say advanced studies in this area and literally have more people focusing on that. So again, some proposals have been made in this regard. And last but not least, we did take a look at the legal environment and the laws, and contrary to what we initially believed, we don't perhaps foresee that we have to have like a full #correct law, basically like a special big law that says regulates how do we use AI and autonomous systems in the country. Rather, we see that, I mean, legally speaking, we think it's best if, for the time being, AI is still thought about as an instrument that people use. I think more than when it comes to countries learning from each other, I think it's less about learning from others' policies and from others' doings. So in many ways, what we have always hoped to inspire others by when it comes to Estonia and our digital journey is the things we've built, the things we've done, the actual delivery we've made, the change we have actually, the impact we have had in the society. So I do hope the same thing from AI, that if we will be successful putting this current report into action, putting the AI policy that is now being born of Estonia into action, then there might be some lessons to learn about. So how to best really advance in this field, all the way to concrete use cases that you could perhaps copy in other countries right down the line. So rather than learning from a report, I think we will try to inspire by what we do. Next is delivery time. we haven't just been writing a report. I mean, for the last 8 or so months, we've been actually putting many of these things into practice, trying them out, iterating these policy recommendations based on actual projects as well. So for us, it's delivery time. I mean, what always matters in the end is not nice policy words, but how you implement them. And I think that's been the cornerstone of Estonia, exactly, doing it, delivering.